Supreme Court give their judgment on the River State crisis yesterday. I report them. I say, look, a bigger problem has been created in River State. By that judgment, some people came to my comment section and they were saying, hey, Enya, you are inciting the public. You are inciting the public. How now? You will go to jail. You will go to jail. How? Well, I am here to prove it to you again. That yes, that's judgment from the Supreme Court. It don't create problem, better problem inside that state. Let us start on the right footing as you take touch this matter. Wetin cause this problem from the beginning? She not defection. Hey, they defect. Hey, they no defect. Hey, they say should be declared vacant. Hey, they say should not be declared vacant. Akwaya be the rule in the first place. I want to start this problem. Wike orchestrated this thing to destabilize the state. A state where you govern for 8 years. You come out. You now want to destabilize the state for 8 years. Supreme Court gave their judgment. And in that judgment, matter where concerned defection was not captured. Of course, it was not supposed to be captured. Why? The matter never reached Supreme Court. It's still the lower court. What was Supreme Court supposed to do? In my own thinking, no. They for wait. Made that defection matter go through, reach them before they give this their final judgment. Because Supreme Court judgment, now policy now. Fine, now you cannot appeal anywhere. Now policy court to be that. You can only appeal to God. So as it stands now, that their judgment. Now we see. And I go show you now for inside one video I will play for you. No. You go say as they talk. You go say as the man where they there. You go hear what he talk. And you go understand why now we say. The man they support Supreme Court too, but he get some things when him talking inside that video. We go show you say, now better we say what happened inside the River State. Help me watch this video.
You were talking about the 27 lawmakers. One of the things that the governor said yesterday through his commissioner for information is that there is still a case in the High Court in River State concerning the defection of these lawmakers. And so this doesn't legitimize, this particular Supreme Court judgment doesn't legitimize the lawmakers pending when that suit is heard at the High Court. I mean, what's your reaction to that?
Well, that can be. The Supreme Court is the highest court, and the Supreme Court has pronounced that the River State Assembly is composed of everybody, 31 members, including the Martins faction. So if there's a pending matter in the High Court, it cannot really be used to stay the execution of judgment of the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court has that pronounced on that point. And nobody can argue that. If the High Court has a case before it, let the High Court continue, and if it succeeds, then it takes its course. But until that time, the judgment of the Supreme Court is supreme and must be enforced in River State.
But is it right to say that it is not over yet? Because again, lawyers have said the Supreme Court did not address the defection of the lawmakers. So whilst it has said, well, this is a constitutionally, or this is a legally constituted House of Assembly, but it has not addressed that defection, and so perhaps the legitimacy is still hanging in the balance.
Oh well, until that is determined, because you need evidence to show that they have lost their seats. Of course, one of the ways of losing your seats is to be voluntarily do so, or to defect to another political party where there is no faction, or where you are not expelled, or where there is no division in the party. So if they go back to court and they can prove that the condition under 169 applies, then the court will declare their seats vacant. But until then, they still hold their seats. So we cannot be presumptive, to say, let's presume what the High Court will say. If actually there is another matter in the High Court about their seats, that issue of defection was not before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court cannot pronounce on a matter that's not before it.
There is a part of that judgment that says represent the 2024 budget to the House, and until that is done, the allocation will be withdrawn or withheld. If the governor refuses at this point to, represent the budget and count on the fact that, look, this case is still in the Federal High Court, would that be a legal thing to do? Can he hang on the fact that, I have a case on the defection of the 27 lawmakers not to represent the budget?
No, that would be very unlawful, and it will consider an impeachable offense, because you cannot spend money from state appropriation, from the state funds, without an appropriation law. And the appropriation law must be properly passed. And that's why the court said earlier on, as far back as December, go back and present your budget, the appropriation bill, before the proper House Assembly, and it will be adopted. So any money that is spent by the executive, or even by the judiciary, that is not appropriated by legislation, is unlawful, is subject to be refunded. Even all the allocations and contracts and so on that were paid without the framework appropriation law, because that's what the law says. And for an appropriation bill to be passed, the House of Assembly has to pass it before it can start spending. Even when there is a need for alteration of the appropriation law, you have to go back to the House of Assembly to do those amendments. So there's no basis to say, because you filed a case at the Federal High Court or whatever, you can now begin to spend money without appropriation law. That is completely unlawful.
You don't see them. Supreme Court must be obeyed. Their judgment, final. What is the state government governor saying? Fubara is saying, the case of defection, that is the root cause of everything, is still pending. They never decide that. Because the matter with the Supreme Court, the matter of present budget. And budget they are talking about, 2024. 2024 has expired. It has been overtaken by event. So why are they now giving judgment on something that has been overtaken by event? What is Supreme Court trying to do? It was explained in that video when you talk, or you watch now. Present the budget. 2024 budget. What does that mean? All money that was expended, according to what you hear from that man, will be refunded. They go refund the money. Money they use pay salary for that 1 year. Everybody start to put your money together. You are refunding. You refund the money. Contractors will collect money to do contract. They say the budget will give another money. They never pass on. Refund. Every go to go what they do with that money, 2024 budget. Everybody will collect a dime. Refund! So that they can now pass it before they will not give it back to you. That is it now. They are taking us back to... So, all the money that was spent must be refunded. Then the House of Assembly now, the army will let that has been recognized by Supreme Court, will now look at it. Screen, do their scrutiny. Call people that they need to call to come and defend the budget before they can now pass it. Because money must be refunded now. What are they coming to defend? They got refunded the money. Everything must come back to us as it used to. It should be before you pass it. All money must be refunded. Now problem will not be problem. No problem. Governor is saying, I have a case in the lower court, which is the main case in this matter. Did the lawmakers defect or not? Let the court decide on it. What Supreme Court would have done is expedite that court proceeding. May they rush them so that the thing go feel rich on our side. Anybody who are happy, may they happy, they come down so expedite it so that una go do all round, una go check everything, put them together, give una judgment. There is still a pending case whenever reach una go give judgment. The state is destabilized. We could no lie. Because governor no go obey that judgment too. He don't already talk. Rule of law, He don't already talk and say there is a case. So you guys would have just avoided every other thing and expedite that case to come up to you people so that you can judge everything. But now, una don't rush give judgment. and thrown, when I don't throw the state into a state of commotion. Who will not save the state? My own concern are these 2-point-something million barrels of crude oil where they say Nigeria they enjoy now the production. It go drop because when chaos don't start inside that state, it go affect everywhere, including oil production. That is why Rivers State is one of the most important states inside this country. I'm not from Rivers State, but I could talk. Supreme Court, una go for this one. I go see you later.
For over a decade, this has been the birthplace of innovation. Innoson Vehicles is a testament to resilience, employing international best practices to create more than just a car. Every vehicle here tells a story of durability, fuel economy and safety. Crafted with the African spirit, the Nigerian heart. These vehicles surrounding me embody the unique concept of regionalization, each one designed to cater to the tastes and preferences of our people. From the streets in Nigeria to the terrains of the Sahara, these vehicles are designed for our roads, for our people. This is more than a vehicle. It's a symbol of our progress, our resilience, our collective success story. Your feedback drives us to continuously innovate and improve. Innoson Vehicle, the pride of African roads.